I have a question for you.
Okay.
When did it become okay, acceptable, the norm, or the expectation for real estate agents to be on 24/7, accessible, all hours of the day, every minute of the day?
My eyes twitching just hearing you say it. That's a great question.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if it is our fault as realtors
Right.
that we've kind of created a bit of a Frankenstein, where we feel as though if we don't, the opportunity is going to pass us by.
Right.
And in a market that's so hit, miss, up, down, peaks, valleys, cry, don't
Right.
cry,
That's it.
cry yourself to sleep,
That's right.
wake up crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like maybe during COVID when everything was super time sensitive
Right.
and the stakes were just a lot higher.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Does it bother you to be available or to feel like you have to be available all the time?
Well, I think that when you're first starting out in the industry, or if you come from a place of scarcity, and scarcity shows up different for many people, right? Abundance shows up different for many people, right? I think you start really feeling deprived of everything else that life is about. It kind of sucks the joy out of trying to be compassionate and helpful for so many people. It's almost like you're on this the wheel, the rat wheel, the hamster wheel. That's what they call it, right? I think so. Some sort of a wheel, carousel, the carousel.
Now we're talking. See, now I understand. Carousel, theme parks.
Yeah, no.
I understand that.
But that's supposed to be enjoyable, right? Enjoyable is when you're able to enjoy the carousel. The hamster wheel is always just like, I'm running and getting nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's nonstop. For what, right?
It's exhausting.
It is.
I don't know if you could talk to any real estate agent right now and be like, how are you? And they'd be like, I'm really good.
Right.
I think they're lying.
Yeah.
You're lying. I know you're lying. Seriously, my eye is twitching literally talking about it right now because I'm so tired. And I'm not complaining.
Right.
And, too blessed to be stressed and all this stuff, But I think a lot of people are tired.
Right. And I think the whole thing is that the misconception entirely is that, that we have to be on 24/7
right,
all of the time.
Yeah.
Doctors even have their shifts. You're working overnight as a surgeon. You're on those things like that. That's a time frame that you're on.
Right. But your family physician's not calling you at 11 p.m. to tell you what your blood pressure is.
Right.
They're calling you during their office hours.
Right.
And I know that it's a little bit different.
It's different. I guess what we're trying to show is that there's still boundaries that are created with every other industry. And I get the grind. I get that we have to, as entrepreneurs, as real estate agents, because they have that saying. It's like every morning I wake up broke. You know what I mean? There's so many different sayings out there.
Right.
Right. But broke is different for different people. Success is different for different people. But I think that if we're going to be offering the best experience for our clients, the most value for our clients in terms of being able to be compassionate to help them through this journey, there can be zero margin of error for us to feel ran down, burnt out, or have them feel like a transaction. And by me speaking, candidly, I can't be, top shelf for my clients if I don't set boundaries to be with family,
right,
to do the things that I enjoy to do and be okay with that. And I think a lot of that has to go with the expectations that you set right in the beginning.
Right, but that let's acknowledge that that's really hard to do. It's really hard to set boundaries when you instinctually want to help people and they need help at all hours of the day, or that the emotional stakes are high. And so if you're an empathetic person and you can't just turn off what somebody needs, you're going to check your phone on vacation. You're going to check your phone in the backyard with your kids running around. I'm guilty of it all the time.
Right.
So how do you find that balance without feeling guilty, being reassured that your clients are going to understand? We need you guys to let us know. Type in the DMs. Just be like, it's okay. I know I stopped it. I stopped it. I got it worked up.
Talk with your hands.
Well, you've got me over here like.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do over here.
Okay, well, listen. You're like, we can talk with our hands because that's why we're not holding our microphones, but then I can't move my hands.
Yeah, there you go.
There, right in the DMs. Comment below. Say, Erica, Mike, it's totally okay.
Do you agree with us? I mean, that's what we're gonna ask.
No, and I want to be realistic.
Who agrees with us?
Right. And again, I think it matters who you're talking to. Are you talking to a client who has got, a super tight timeline, who needs somebody to, and maybe that comes in your consultation conversation.
That's right.
What's
that's the needs and want analysis, right?
Sure. And maybe
that's why questions are so important during that time.
Yes.
So we can set the expectations based on the answers that were provided by actual questions. Not just saying like, can we put you on a portal? Okay, this is how many bedrooms, this is how many bathrooms, and, and this is it. Okay, you're ready to go. Okay, and off to the races.
Yeah.
Because we miss so many important points.
Right.
And so many important moments for us to set the expectation for our clients.
Right.
Where we can't sit there and say, listen, I know that this is going to be a journey. I'm with you every step of the way. Just so you know what to expect. There's nothing that is going to be 911 from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. the following morning. No lawyers are closing, at midnight, anything else. But if you need me, there are ways, and it is something over there. I'm not completely detached, but we have a teammate. Yeah. We have a business partner that we can look at, after it that way. There are people that will be able to, reach us, or we will be able to notice as well, for those really big 911 cases. We're not saying that we're MIA entirely. Right. But if we set the expectation, and the funny thing is that, obviously our good friend Marty was the one that said this, and he says, I put it on Do Not Disturb. Listen, I put mine on sleep before, and I still would be on that phone. Right.
I don't even do that.
Do Not Disturb has been. Thanks, Marty.
Shout out to Marty Gallant.
Yeah, shout out to Marty Gallant. Has been incredible for me mentally.
I will work on that.
Right, but it's just like but Do Not Disturb. Like we can still get notified, but if we set the expectation. Promise you, nothing is going to be earth-shattering between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m.
Right.
And I will get back to you as soon as,
To the defense of the client or the people that I'm working with, I don't think I have ever, knock wood, I don't think I've ever had somebody say, you're not responding back to me at 9 p.m., you're a bad realtor.
Right.
Because...
But we have this...
But I have this, like... this voice that's just like, it's like, and an email comes in... And I'm just like, well, I'm doom scrolling anyway on TikTok. I might as well answer this email. Right. Or I start to think about it when I have a hard time separating what is a sense of urgency and what isn't, because I'm like, well, if I don't get back right away, they're going to think that I'm not good at my job, or they're going to think that I'm bad. And it's like that, if you're working with 5, 6, 7 sets of clients, that's not just one conversation that's creating chaos in your brain. And like you're like, I've opened a tab now. Right. It's like, I've got 10 tabs open. Right. Plus I'm going to make lunches in the morning. Plus my husband has got a lunch meeting for, this. And plus I've got a tea time because I want to golf and try and have some type of balance. Right. And I just end up feeling tired. Yeah. And then I'm just.
But then we can't be as effective.
I know.
We can't be as effective. We're not as clear-minded. Yeah. Everything else like that, and who is at the expense of what?
I know, and who?
It's at the expense of our clients because we're giving them the open door, right? And we are enabling that behavior.
Right. We're also thinking that by answering you at 10 p.m., I'm giving you a better experience. Right. When I'm actually not at my best at any time of day because I'm so tired and overwhelmed.
And the same thing, like, I mean, I create this Frankenstein sometimes as well. I'll be talking to clients and he's like, you guys can call me anytime. Right. And I'm just trying to be like,
sure. And then they're like, okay. And then the phone rings at 11 p.m.
Right. And then it was like, oh my God, I didn't think they were going to call me.
But they do.
Yeah, they will. Right. And I think that us being helpful and being present during the times where it really matters is the most important. Right. But then creating the expectation and setting the boundaries and then letting them, reassuring them that the world won't end.
Even though it feels that way, though, we have to.
You know what I mean? And it's
Shout
like,
out to the
sorry.
Proceeds Meteor Show last
You
night.
know what I mean? Shout out to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah,
My
but
guy.
it's like, I don't think that we need to say to them, like, don't worry, the world won't end. But
Right.
I think that if we're like, I acknowledge that you're feeling, but even then it's like, okay, well, if you're acknowledging that you received their email, like, why wouldn't I just, because it's hard to remember to message them back.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if we set the expectation at the beginning and not opposed to, but in addition to say,
Right.
how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what size, do you want stairs, how big is the backyard, what's your commute to work, all this stuff. It's like, okay, what do you want as a preferred communication method?
Right.
If I am unavailable to get back to you within 90 minutes,
Right.
here's my teammate's number.
Right.
Or, say, like, if I can't get back to you in 30 minutes
Right.
and you feel it's time sensitive,
Right.
I'm giving you a full green light to reach out to Erica.
Yes.
If it's after 8 p.m., I've probably fallen asleep putting my kids to bed anyway.
Right.
So I will get back to you in the morning because you are important to me, but so are my kids.
Right. Also, like, here's what like you're going through that, and this is why those consultations are so important.
Right.
To be very detailed in.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of just rushing them out of the consultation.
Right.
Not only are you skipping building a really trustworthy relationship, but you're missing setting expectations and boundaries. But at the same time as well, it's just like you're also not able to explain what can't happen during those times. Okay, let's just map it out here. These are some of the things, because remember, we're doing this. We are in this every single day. 7 days a week. We're very, very attached to the industry and how the market flows. But we can't expect our clients, even though they've done this many times before sometimes, to be as versed and as on it as we are.
Yeah.
Right? So we miss those. This is what can happen, after hours realistically. This is also what can happen. You won't be able to contact
I'm the
anybody
only
to
person
say-
you're going to be able to reach.
Right.
And if
It's like,
we
so-
need other people.
Right. Then, our clients will stress out, for nothing that can be affected at that time, and switched off at that time. So, that
What were
misconception about
being
realtors
24/7.
needing
I was like,
to be
what are we talking?
24/7
Yeah.
is really just an expectation,
That we've put on ourselves,
opportunity.
though.
Yeah, but it's also a missed opportunity to build expectation
Right.
and set standards.
Right.
And if every agent would do something similar of that, then the expectation for us to be on 24/7 will be far less. I truly believe the burnout will be far less, right? Because now we are treated as real estate professionals, just as you have as medical professionals who aren't working round the clock all the time either.
I mean, cyber medical professionals do work around the clock all the time.
They do,
but
for sure.
But when you're in any type of service-based industry,
Right.
if you apply for a loan for a car,
Sure.
you're not emailing your car loan guy at 11 p.m.
Exactly.
and
Did I
expecting an
get approved?
answer and say, did I get approved?
Did I
You're
get
waiting
approved?
to hear back.
100%.
I understand that we've got to split the difference, and real estate is a very unique career to be in,
Right.
where it's service-based, where it's stats-based, where it's relationship-based,
Right.
where it's experience versus whatever. So every case is different. Every homeowner, every buyer, every seller is different. Every conversation that you have with other realtors is different.
Right.
So you have to learn how to juggle,
Yes.
and the only way that you can do it is rested.
That's right.
And rest can look different for different people.
Yes, 100%.
I'm not saying you got to go to sleep, but if that's booking a
Right.
tea time,
Right.
if
I mean,
that's...
some people like to meditate. I was just like, what happens if you're on all the time? You can't meditate for like 10, 15, 20 minutes.
I have
of
a
your
Calm
personal time?
app on my phone,
Right.
like the Calm app.
Yeah.
I probably should start using it.
Well,
I'm always just like,
the Calm app just starts going, and it's,
I know, 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. it's just like, remember to breathe. And I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. I got this email just came through.
I'm just like, Calm app?
Right.
Email.
Not so calm.
Yeah, right. Not so calm.
Not so calm. Not so calm. We'll try again another day. Yeah. No, it's it's a very real thing. I as we were talking about this again, shout out to medical professionals, because you're literally, the lifeline.
Literally on. Like,
literally the lifeline.
yeah.
But if you had the choice of a surgeon that was rested and focused,
right.
versus one that was just available all the time. And it's just like, I just drank like 100 cups of coffee, and I'm like,
Right.
I'll
Yeah,
just stand in the cold, like shake it off and be like,
Yeah.
let's go in
Like,
and
okay.
do this.
Yeah. I'd be like, should you take a nap
100%.
before
Yeah,
you help
want
me?
a little power nap at
Yeah.
least,
Yeah.
right? Rested, mentally clear.
And it doesn't
That
happen
comes
overnight.
with boundaries. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's a habit that we have to hone in on and work on.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
But when everybody gets to do it, I truly believe the industry as a whole will, you'll just have, better, more well-rested agents, more clear, better experiences, and just normal expectations now. And this whole 24/7, you always got to be on thing is going to be gone.
Sounds win-win to me.
Win-win.
Okay.
Sleep, rest.
And then work when it's time to work.
And enjoyment.
Amazing.
Family, vacations.
Yeah.
Man. Pool, tiki bar, man, it's like the best part of my house.
We're not going to get started on a new tiki bar.
Sick.
We'll post a picture here.
Yeah. Awesome. Bye.